Hey, what's up guys, icefiremagician here, and today I'm going to be doing a deck profile over my Ghostricks. But before I start, I want to apologize for not making any videos recently. I've kind of been on and off with Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been really busy with schoolwork, and I've had multiple jobs. So I haven't been able to, test or go on Dueling Network or, make any videos. But now that my schedule's freeing up, and also because Shadow Specters came out, I've been able to, test this deck and then make it, and, I just think this deck is really fun. It's pretty competitive, and it's a really trolly and awesome deck. I think the archetype is awesome. And I've been able to beat some really high top tier decks with this, so I think it definitely has the ability to, top. Currently, with all the cards that have been released in the TCG, I definitely think it's able to top a few locals and stuff if you have the right build, but I don't think it has the ability to top any YCSs or regionals right now. But once Legacy of the Valiant comes out and it gets more support, I definitely think it will be able to top a YCS. Not get first place, but I definitely think it will get top 32 for a regional or a YCS, and I think it will be a really good deck then. But right now it is pretty competitive, so that's why I wanted to make this deck profile. I just think this deck is awesome. Another thing, a lot of this deck has proxies. Probably 3/4 of the deck is proxies, only because I'm not 100% sure I want to buy all these cards, because since they're fairly new, a lot of these cards like Lantern and the Xyz are $10 a pop, and you need 3 of them, so it can get pretty expensive. And because of that, I just want to test it with proxies and use it in the real world instead of DN. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this deck. So first you got 3 Ghostrick Lantern. Lantern's like your battle fader to the deck. When your opponent's monster declares a direct attack or targets a face-up Ghostrick for an attack, you can special summon this card and face down defense position and negate the attack. So he's pretty good. He's level 1. He's just a good monster. But he does not end the battle phase like battle fader. Just want to point that out. Next we got 3 Ghostrick Spectre. Spectre's good. He's your draw power of the deck. When a Ghostrick monster is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon him and face down and also draw a card. So he's really good. He replaces himself in hand and also gives you protection. He's also level 1. He's just a great card. Next we got 3 Ghostrick Jiangshi. She's really good. She's your searcher of the deck. When she's flip face up, you can add a Ghostrick monster. You can add 1 Ghostrick monster whose level equals the amount of Ghostrick monsters that are on the field when she's flipped. So if she's the only one who flips face up, either on your own or if it's attacked, you can just get a level 1 monster. So any of these guys, you can grab them and add them to hand. But if you have more on the field, you can get level 2s or 3s. But yeah, she also has 1800 defense, which is pretty good, strongest defense of the Ghostricks. So yeah, definitely recommend playing 3. Next we got 3 Ghostrick Stein. Stein, you have to have 3, I think, mainly because Stein is your beat stick of the deck. He has 1600 attack, and when he when he does battle damage, you can add a Ghostrick spell or trap to hand. So he's really good. He's just a really strong monster, and he's how you get a lot of your damage done. So I definitely recommend running 3. Next we got 2 Ghostrick Witch. I only run 2 because she's pretty situational. She's essentially a Book of Moon on a walking Book of Moon. So her effect is once per turn she can flip a face-up monster face down, one of your opponent's monsters. And the reason I only play her at 2 is because you have to have another Ghostrick on the field to make her effect work. So because Ghostricks, you cannot normal summon them. You have to set them unless you control another one. So you have to have a face-up Stein or a face-up Ghostrick monster in order to summon her and use her effect. And that's why I only run her at 2, because she's pretty situational. 3 can get really cloggy, and you may not be able to use your effect. So that's why I only run 2. Next we got 1 Ghostrick Yuki-Onna. When she's sent to the graveyard by battle, you can permanently flip that monster who destroyed her face down. So she's pretty situational as well, and that's why I only run 1, because she actually has to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard. So I definitely don't run 3 because it can be really, really slow and cloggy. Next we got 1 Ghostrick Ghoul, who's also situational, but that's why I run him at 1. He is by far my favorite Ghostrick card of the deck. mainly because his concept, design, and artwork is absolutely phenomenal. But other than that, he's a really good card. Like I said, he's situational. His effect is he can target one Ghostrick monster, and all the other face-up Ghostrick monsters on the field, their attack, they combine their attack to 1. So I think he's like, I think it's a, I forgot what, he's similar to that Blackwing monster, I forgot the name. But, yeah, so he's really good if you need to get over one monster. So he can get his attack over to like 5,000 or 3,000 really easily if you have enough Ghostricks on the field. He's just a really good monster. And he's also good if you're afraid of Gores or Trag. Especially Trag, because, if you attack with like 5,000, instead of doing all these tiny pokes and having Trag or Gore stop you, you'll be able to get all of your damage in at once. So he's really good. And the only reason I run him at 1, like I said, it's situational, but he solely relies on other monsters. Like these guys, they can all use their effects on their own, but he has to have other monsters to really get his effect. So that's why I want to run one of him. Next we got 2 tour guides, just because they have synergy with the deck because they're level 3, Dark, and Fiend. So definitely recommend running tour guide. Then we got 3 Ghostrick Mansion. This is the spells now. Ghostrick Mansion is the key card of the deck. The effect is face down defense position monsters cannot be attacked, but you can attack directly if your opponent controls only face down defense position monsters. So it's a really good card, and it's how Ghostricks, get their effect and they get their damage because they can attack directly. And it also, another effect, part of the effect is that all damage done by non-Ghostrick monsters is halved, even effect damage. So it's a really good card just to have on the field, even if you can't get your opponent's monsters face down. Next, we got 3 Swords of Concealing Light. This helps get your opponent's monsters face down. When you activate this, all face-up monsters your opponent controls are set for 2 standby phases, and they can't change their battle position. So this is really good. Just an awesome card for the Ghostrick deck. It was pretty useless, actually, until Ghostricks came out. But, it's a really good card. Next, you got 3-Pod Duality. 3-Pod Duality because you don't special summon that much. And if you do, it's on your opponent's turn. But yeah, it's a really good card to search out and get the pieces that you need. Next we got 2 MST. It's just MST. It's a really good card. You definitely need 2. I was thinking about not running it until I realized on DN that you definitely need this to get rid of your opponent's spells and traps. Next we got 1 Terraforming, only because you have to have the field spell to win the game. It's definitely a win condition, that field spell. Next we got 1 Allure of Darkness, because all of your monsters are dark. And we got 1 Book of Moon, just because it's always good to have this. Sorry, excuse me. But just in case it's one-on-one, and you need to get your opponent's monster face down to get the effect in order to attack directly. So yeah, Book of Moon, always great to have. And then Dark Hole. Now we got the traps. We got 3 Ghostrick Scare. Ghostrick Scare, it flips one of your set. It flips your set monster, Ghostrick monster, face up, and then flips your opponent's monster face down. So it's kind of like a roll swap or roll reversal. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's a really good card. So if you have 3 face down, you can flip all 3 face up, and then flip 3 of your opponent's monsters face down. So it depends on the number of monsters that you have. But it's a really good card for defense. Next, we got Ghostrick Vanish. It's your Forbidden Lance of the deck for Ghostricks. You reveal 1 Ghostrick monster from hand, and for the rest of the turn, Ghostrick monsters and face-down defense position monsters cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects. So it's really good if you're afraid of like a Mirror Force or something. Next, we got 2 Needle Sealing. I would definitely run this in my side deck and put 2 Mirror Force in place of this. But because I don't have a Mirror Force with me right now, I have these because these are also pretty good. If there's 4 or more monsters on the field, you can flip this face up and destroy all face up monsters. So it's really good for you because you can set all your monsters, and if you have 2 set monsters and they have 2 face up monsters, you just activate this to get rid of them. So it's really good. Really good for swarming decks specifically. But next we got the extra deck. We got 2 Ghostrick Alucard. Alucard, it's 2 level 3 XYZ monsters. 2 level 3 monsters, sorry. It's 2 level 3 monsters, and its effect is you can detach a material to destroy a set card on the field. And then when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you add a Ghostrick to your hand, excluding her. So yeah, it's a really good card. Definitely recommend running 2. Next we got number 20, Giga Brilliant. You know, it's just generic level 3. You know, Fortune Tune, another generic level 3. This card's really good though with what's her name? Tour Guide, because if you have Tour Guide, you know, as the materials, and you know you detach, and then finally this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send those 2 Tour Guides back to the deck, and then this to the extra deck, and just keep doing that and recycling your Tour Guides. It's a really good card. Next we got, you know, Leviathan Dragon, just a staple level 3. Grainosaurus, it's just standard level 3, and then Zenmaines. You can put it as, you know, it doesn't really matter the XYZ monsters you have. Just put some level 3, level 2, and level 1s. So I also have Gachi, and then Slacker Magician. So just, you know, use anything. It doesn't really have to be anything. It's not like it's a win condition to have those XYZ monsters. Excuse me. And then finally we have the side deck. I threw this together last minute. It's totally different than the one I have on DN. But once I get all the cards, and if I feel that this card, this deck at least, is, you know, it's the one I want to use, then I will, you know, get all the real cards and put away all the proxies, and I'll be able to have my real side deck and extra deck. But here we have 2 Electric Virus, 3 Noblemen of Extermination, 3 System Down, 2 Soul Release, just for banishing, you know, MST, spell and trap removal, trap stun, you know, if you need to, if you're afraid of, like, the, Mirror Force or anything, and then 2 Karma Cut. So, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, please ask me. I'll gladly respond. And, see you guys later.